Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew the Movie over here. Welcome to my fifth review of a Zelda game. Next up is my game review on The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I just beaten the game, and here's the thing. Just like A Link to the Past, I screwed up a lot. I missed like a bunch of parts from the first time I played this game. So, Sunday I decided to play the game all over again, and so today I finally beaten the game, or tonight I finally beat the game because which was like 30 minutes ago, and pretty much yeah. So Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is pretty much like the sequel to A Link to the Past. It has the same style and pretty much the same music, except enhanced and remastered. Pretty much, except the differences between this and A Link to the Past, you can actually you have the power to merge into walls if you haven't noticed, because there's Link and you can merge into walls, which is actually a really fun feature you have. So it's called A Link Between Worlds because there's two worlds. There's Hyrule and there's Lorule. Get it? And of course, you got a villain known as Yuga who wants to, of course, take over Hyrule and bring power to Lorule. So pretty much you could say like Lorule is kind of like the evil version of Hyrule, except there are good characters, good characters in Hyrule, or excuse me, Lorule, and pretty much of course like any other Zelda game, you have to of course there are seven sages that you have to seven people that are trapped in paintings that you have to unleash so you can get the Triforce of Courage. So of course you can defeat Ganon, and or Ganondorf actually isn't in this game. It's basically Yuga. Yuga is the main villain of this game. Ganon is basically Yuga and Ganon mixed into one, but we never hear the name. I don't think we ever heard the name Ganondorf once in the movie. We don't, or in the game, excuse me. Sorry, I'm mainly used to reviewing movies, but anyways, yeah. So you have to go through specific platforms and stuff like that. You got a lot more enemies, a lot more boss fights and stuff like that, and certainly, yeah. While I will say this isn't as good as A Link to the Past, this game is still really awesome, guys. I had a blast playing this game. This definitely does feel like a true sequel to A Link to the Past. In fact, this game honors A Link to the Past. It made everything that was great about A Link to the Past and add some new features to make the game not as good, but still really a lot of fun. I will easily say this is one of the best in the series. And this probably for a game that was released for the 3DS. This is definitely, I have to say, this is my favorite game for the 3DS. If I had to choose one game for the 3DS to play for the rest of my life, it would be A Link Between Worlds. And the game is kind of 3D. I mean, the graphics are 3D, and it's for the 3DS. So yes, it is a 3D game. And when you merge into walls, you do go into 2D, but it goes like to a 3D format, which I really like. Okay, but here's the thing: when I go through, you see, there's also save points in the game. You see, you gotta go to this weather vane. Like the weather vane in Kakariko Village in A Link to the Past. Yeah, that's basically where you can save your game. Not only in that, but like its specific areas, like in dungeons or temples and stuff like that. And pretty much you can save your game there, which is really helpful. And it's certainly so yeah, there's just so much to this game that I could ever imagine. And I thought the ending to the game was really satisfying, as well as the final boss. Out of the games, the Zelda games I played, I think this is so far the easiest one. While it isn't completely easy, like, there are some challenging, like, dungeons and stuff like that, like mini dungeons as well as mini bosses. And, you also have a salesperson called Ravio who basically stays at your house because he has nowhere to go, and you can rent items from him, but if you die in the game, he'll take them back. So pretty much it's like, oh, waste of rupees, but you can buy them as well, and you also have a side quest to collect 100 Maimais, which basically there's like this octopus thing who has Mimais. They're babies pretty much, and you have to get 100 of them. And for each 10 you get, you can upgrade the weapon that you brought from Ravio, and it's really helpful. And so yeah, the game definitely feels like it's not really a chore. And the game gives you just enough rupees, and it gives you enough health, and it's not that difficult. Maybe for like the mini games and stuff like that. And I will say, for the pieces of heart you get, I felt it was a lot more easier to get the pieces of heart, like in A Link to the Past, and as well as in this game, you know, you can for every weather vane you go to, it will unlock like an area where you can point your map at, and it really is frustrating for me to point where I want to go because you use the circle pad. For me, it was just pretty frustrating. Like sometimes it just chooses like a random spot for you to just go off, because which can be a real pain. Not an entire pain. That's pretty much an only gripe that I have with the game. Other than that, the game by far is a lot of fun to play. This definitely is honorable to A Link to the Past, and I can easily say that it is one of the best in the series. I'm gonna give The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, if you own a Nintendo 3DS and you don't have this game, I highly recommend getting it. I got this used at Second and Charles, and it works great. I can't find it in like any stores or stuff like that. Maybe it's pretty expensive, not rare, but I'm really glad that I own this game. So yeah, definitely worth playing. So yeah, that is it for this video, and I will see you guys later. Word out.